Howdy! So this video is going to be a little different, but I wanted to show you the comparison of my two comics here, Battling Burdens and Power Players of Jiu-Jitsu. And so one was made in 2020 and the other was in 2023. I just really wanted to go over the differences that I noticed, and I think it's just really cool. So Battling Burdens was a mini challenge for me. Essentially, I had to come up with a story and make a mini comic within the span of a month. So that's why some of the art seemed a little rushed, but I would basically make a comic page a month and then have time to do some editing and all that good stuff. But the story premise is basically a dystopian take on debt and what it looks like in a more futuristic society. And it was just really fun. You can see me being a little experimental with some of the panels and just having fun with the character designs, and just trying to push myself throughout all of my comics and my journey. I pushed myself, like, I love this panel so much. I know that was jumping around, but that panel, the big city panel, took I think like 4 hours, maybe 2 or 4 hours on its own. And I was doing that at a convention setting while I was like vending at a convention. So anyway, I look at all my art very critically and look at the pros and cons. Like, one of the pros being here is I actually really like the antagonist of the short comic series. His name is Mr. Red. So here's some concept art of Mr. Red that I did back in 2020. His character was really simple, but I feel like he was very effective. He's like this big grouchy old goon, but his facial features were, I did something kind of cheeky with it. So his facial features are very, very subtly supposed to be within the confines of the shape of a dollar sign. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you'll see that later on near the end of the video or the end of the clip. So the flow of his face is supposed to be design patterns of a dollar sign. So if you look at the little two tufts of hair that sticks up, the eyebrows that are pointed upward are actually right under that sticking up, and it all goes down to straight lines towards his jowls, and then the curves of his face, like his little beady eyes, and then his big nose creates that gap, and it brings it back around to his nice gnarly maw and his rounded chin. All the yep, boom, there it is, dollar sign. Mr. Red is quite literally the personification of debt, and he acts accordingly as well. It's just an interesting character, but I felt that though I know it's not the best quality, it was half the size of a standard comic, it was still a mission success in the aspect of I did everything that I intended to do and to push myself with that particular book. And by no means, there's a lot of flaws with it. There's a lot of flaws with all of my art. But the point is to notice them, to keep pushing, and to fine adjust and fine tune everything that I do. And so I got that opportunity and wanted to do a similar aspect to my last comic of 2023, which is Power Players of Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Power Players will be an ongoing series, but it's going to carry the similar attitude that I wanted with Battling Burdens. Battling Burdens was just a one-off. It was just like a test subject, so to speak. It was just a practice round. And what I really love is you can see the big thing is the style difference, the quality of art difference. So Power Players of Jiu-Jitsu, it is a comic about jiu-jitsu, and it's going to be this wacky episodic. It's going to be a very laid-back story compared to a lot of my other take this more seriously kind of stories. It's going to just be fun, goofy, wacky, lots of cool characters. But the point is of this, that I wanted to make connection back to Battling Burdens, is I want this to be a once-a-month issue, or at least be able to complete it in a month by just having it in black and white, focusing on the quality of the inks. So far, the first issue of Power Players. And here is the very first drawing and the igniting inspiration. I'm like, man, I want to do a jiu-jitsu comic now, sort of thing. And on top of just this drawing inspiring me, honestly, the gym that I train at and the guys in there are characters in of themselves, and the wacky stories that come out of that gym. That was the main and big inspiration for Power Players. And even within the first issue, it shares some of the wacky, goofy things that happen in the gym sometimes. And just between you and me, there later down the line, after I establish some more characters, some of the guys from my gym will make cameo appearances in Power Players, and they'll kick everyone's butt, and it'll just be really cool and fun seeing them in my art style and interacting with my characters. But yeah, this drawing was done in probably early 2023 or late 2022. But I was just having a fun time with the colors and the textures. But yeah, so my first issue of Power Players of Jiu-Jitsu took a couple of months, maybe 2.5, 3 months. But it is a full issue versus the half issue that Battling Burdens is. And as I discipline and train myself more, I'll be able to functionally be able to produce a Power Players within a month, which is the goal. But in general, my inks are getting faster, my comic book production is getting faster, and I'm really excited about that. I want to keep pushing myself without compromising the quality of my art. Just look at that. I just love seeing the difference of quality there. It's very satisfying. And I really hope that you'd be interested in following the journey to be producing more. If you have any questions or would like any tips on what my journey, what I've picked up on my journey, please feel free to comment. I would love to respond, see what you guys have to say, and even make more videos about it if you need specific help. As a side note, I am working on a website to be able to post my comics up for sale, so keep an eye out and you might be able to snag yourself a Power Players one day. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.